Um, okay, so this is another tutorial for Dolphin Studios on values and if statements. So let's get into it. Okay, so first off, if you're gonna follow along, I would just create a script in ServerScript service. To do that, the easy way, just hover over ServerScript service and click this add button and search for script, and you can add a normal script. A normal script is a server script because it runs on the server. Anyway, so I was going to change its name for now to values, just so we're a bit more organized. Okay, so the values which we're going to be covering in this video are string values, int values, number values, and bool values. Bool values or boolean values, same thing. Okay, so the first thing which I'm going to talk about is string values. So let me just define a local variable here called s for string, and let's set it to Roblox. Now, a string value is anything to do with text, and you would write a string value inside of quotation marks or speech marks. If you just wrote it like this, you would get an error, because now you can see there's a blue line under it. It doesn't recognize it, and if you look here, it says unknown global Roblox. So you would put this in speech marks so the script knows it's some sort of text and it's a string value. Okay, and that's how you would usually define text inside of text instances, like text labels. You could say, I don't know, if your script was inside it, it would say script.parent.text is equal to, I don't know, blah blah blah. But that's just we're not going to be talking about that. So all you need to know is a string value is written like that, and it's anything to do with text, and it's essentially written in string in quotation marks. Okay, so the next one which we're going to talk about is an int value. I'm just going to put this as I. An int value is an integer value, and if you don't know what an integer is, an integer is basically just a whole number. It's literally just a whole number, not a decimal number, like a whole number 9 or 8. 8.1 would be a number value, and you would store that inside of a number value instance. So let's just set this I to 20, and I'm gonna say int value slash integer and I can't spell today. Integer value. Okay, cool. Next one which we're gonna talk about is number values. I'm just gonna put this to n. Number values is just another number, except it can have a decimal in it, so we'll say 0.5. And finally, for the bool or boolean value, I'm gonna set this to b, and I'm gonna set this to false. Okay, so boolean it just has two options, true or false. That's it. Let me just put comments on these so you guys can know what they are. So let me just. Alright, cool. Now the next thing, okay, so these are the values. Now to print them, you would just do like s, and then you say print I, and then print n, and say print b, like something like that. But if you were to just do something like a number without doing these, you know what, let me just show you. So let me just increase the output just like that, and let me just run this. So you just run all the scripts. There you go. It printed out everything. So it printed out Roblox, which was the string value, printed out 20, which was the integer value, it printed out 0.5, which was the number value, and it then printed out false, which was our boolean value or bool value. Okay, so what about if we wanted to just print a set number? Like an actual normal set number. Why isn't this stopping? Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. I think my studio just might have crashed. Let me see. No, maybe not. Maybe if I click stop again, there you go. Okay, fine. I hope that helped. I'm gonna leave the script in on in the server. So you can use this script and take a look at it. Okay, so the next thing, I'm just gonna go ahead and disable the script for now because we're not gonna use it anymore. Next thing which I want to be talking about today is if statements, and it's probably the final thing which I want to talk about in today's video. If statements, if you've done programming before, they're in every single programming language. The syntax might be slightly different, but in Lua it's actually quite simple. So let's just set a variable, we'll just name it R, and then we'll set its value to, I'm going to show you if statements for all kinds of things and all kinds of values and stuff like that. So let's just go ahead and copy these values over so we can just use them. Okay, so we just have these values, we're just going to use them again. Now, to write an if statement, the syntax for an if statement goes like something like this. You'd say if, and I was helping another person in my server learn if statements, and they did something along the lines of like this: if b is not equal to print something. I don't know what they're printing, but I knew straight away this would be an error, because then I had to try and find a way for them to remember, and I found a decent way. So you need to remember this: if you're not checking for something, you can't find something. So if we just wrote here, if like he just wrote if b is not equal to, I'm gonna talk about not equal to, so I'm just gonna do equals to now. If b is equal to, then you can go blah, but he's literally checking if b is equal to print that, and that's not possible, and which means he's not checking for anything at all. So you have to check whether b is equal to false, and the syntax is 2 equal signs. That's not an error, it is 2 equal signs. So we are going to check if b is false. So without checking for anything, you can't get a result back. So we're going to check if b is false, then we're going to say then, and then we're going to say print b is false. Okay, let's clear the output. Clear. So okay, so let's just talk about, now let's just go run this now. You go b is false, check that b was false for us, check whether b was false, and printed that b is false. Alright, cool. Okay, now the next thing we are going to talk about is literally so that's for the boolean value. So we just completed booleans. Now next thing we're going to talk about is finding if something is equal to a string value. It's the same thing, same process. You want to say, if we're going to use our string value s in this instance, we'll say if s is equal to Roblox, then print hello. Hold on, I'm saying s is equal to Roblox. To do an else, like if you're checking if it's not something, then like this, all you have to do is click enter and just type else, and it will automatically do it for you. Or you can just click enter, click backspace, and type else, and then there you go. And you just else, and then it will do the opposite of what you're doing. Or if you're finding, so if s, it will just do the opposite of what you're doing. So it says, now instead of checking, so else, if it's not equal to this, then it will, if it's not equal to Roblox, if s is not equal to Roblox, then it won't print that. It will go down to the else, and the script will realize it's not equal to this, and if it's not equal to this, we're saying else do something else. So we're going to say print s is not equal to Roblox. Okay. Now let me just clear the output, and let's just run this, and there you go, s is equal to Roblox, done. So now let me just change this to Discord, I don't know. Let's run this, and there you go, s is not equal to Roblox, because we just checked it's not equal to it, then it'll go to else. If it's not equal to it, then else do this. Alright, and it's the same syntax for everything else for the I, except for integer values and number values you wouldn't do anything like in strings, because it will just give you a number value. So we'll just say is equal to, you just have to say 20 as a number. Okay. So yeah. And to check if something's not something, all you do is if you just say n is n, you do a squiggly line equal, not equal, so that will be n squiggly line equal, which means not equal to 0.5, then print not equal to 0.5. Okay, so I hope that helped. Okay, so I guess see you in the next video. Bye.